founder of the fundraising campaign, Propagating Hope. I hope to inspire many local groups that want to support organizations of their own choosing by propagating and selling plants. I will talk more about the organizations we will be supporting in another video. Today is my first video, so I'm going to take things easy on myself and teach you how to propagate spider plants. Luckily for me, they do most of the work themselves. This is my spider plant, and it usually hangs in that east-facing window. So, you can see it's got the main bushy part of the plant, and then flowering stalks, and here are the babies hanging that we propagate. Try not to break it on the way down. All right, so its Latin name is Chlorophytum cosmosum, and it's part of the asparagus family. They are on NASA's list of top 20 houseplants for purifying air. There is some debate about whether the plant's doing that purifying or the soil's doing that purifying, but either way, it's here to clean my air. These plants can take a lot of abuse, as mine does. It's in a very small pot and I don't water it enough, so it does get brown ends that I can just pick off, and the plant still looks great and tolerates my neglect rather well. So the one thing is, in order to take such abuse, they do need enough light. Otherwise, they just get stringy and they grow to one side and they're not very attractive at all. So these are a great choice of hanging plant because, as I said, they tolerate smaller, tighter pots, and they'll tolerate non-draining pots. So if you overwater, they're okay with that, not for an extended period of time. Definitely, if you're new at growing plants, err on the side of underwatering. The plant will droop and tell you that it's thirsty. These plants, under drought circumstances, will develop these really neat root adaptations, and they make little sacs in their roots that store water for dry times. Mine has those adaptations, lucky for it. So in terms of propagating spider plants, you need clean tools, always for propagating, clean jar, and fresh water. You can either let your water dechlorinate or use RO water or distilled water. It doesn't really matter. And then to propagate the plant, you'll pick one of your hanging babies. I like to let them get rather big on the plant, because then honestly the propagation goes so well, so easy, and then when you plant it, you already have a nice big plant. So these guys you just lift up, you snip off this umbilical cord, just like that. And then at the bottom here, there are little root nubs that I'm not sure you can see, but I will take a picture and post in the comments. And you just plop those root pod nubs right into your water. And it doesn't matter too much that the water's touching the leaves or not touching the leaves. You just want to get those roots in the water, and that's it. Now I'll just put this in a bright window because they also need light to make roots. And soon enough, you will end up with a jar full of roots. And this one is so full of roots because I have been putting off replanting it. But these plants you don't need to worry about. They will be fine. When you are ready, you take the plant out of the jar like this, and then you will repot as per usual in a plastic pot or whatever you would like. I don't really recommend terracotta for these because you have to water so often in a terracotta pot. I wouldn't worry too much about where the soil goes. If if there's a little root sticking out, or it doesn't really matter. The plant will adapt now. They, again, do very well no matter what, these spider plants. So I will need to go and find a pot for this plant that is in desperate need of one. I've let its roots grow so long that I'm going to need a much bigger pot than I would have if I had repotted earlier. So thank you very much for listening to and tolerating my first video. As I get more comfortable, I hope to dig into some more difficult plants. Thank you guys.